This is realization of 60s cybernetic thinking. And if I go on Wikipedia, I can find a series of quotes from the German doll maker Hans Bellmer. And these quotes, in which he proposes that desires have the same anatomy as dreams. They are both composed of deformations, divisions, coalescences, permutations, and compensations. Right, I think I need to disambiguate what this means. It's a Wikipedia gag for you. I'm glad some people got that. Jesus, that was geeky, wasn't it? Dreams come to us all scrambled and garbled, plotted out of sequence and filled with odd substitutions, which in turn keep mutating into something or someone else. And desire, suggests Bellmer, is the same. It's all surrogates and transfers, parts standing in for wholes, and inexhaustible novelty. Desire sees the body, in Bellmer's words, as resembling a sentence which invites you to disassemble it into its component parts, so that its true content may be revealed again and again through an endless stream of anagrams. This is important. Okay, so as all our goods and communications become increasingly abstracted from their physical forms, we find ourselves moving closer to the realm of thought than the world of things. And we're moving up into the cloud. And up there, on Earth, free from the gravitational pull of the Earth down below, it is dreams and desires that have greater power than cause and effect. As the dissolution of all rigid matter increases, the unbound imagination reveals appetites surplus to nature's purpose. Dematerialization ushers in irrationality. Water break. Sorry, it's very hot up here tonight. So, the systems thinking of cybernetics built an engine, a desire apparatus that, as Bellmer put it, endlessly propels and entertains, liberating both imagination and graphic compulsion so they can each simultaneously feed off and invest in each other. End of quote. And since desire can take on as many forms as there are bodies to implement it, it must seek endlessly different combinations to realize itself. The imagination is invoked and all its various forms are made visible. That was the joke. So these figures are the fantastical anagrams that Bellmer imagined. A rearrangement of the word desire is reside, and these are the inhabitants of the long tail. And the tail itself is an anagram engine. I am an angel hesitating near.
As generating in animal heat. I am an intestinal eager hang. Nightmare in a sane genitalia.
The tail is an anagram engine.
Animal heat, greasing in neat. Animal heat,
Tail is an anagram engine, like a mantra, creating transformation through repetition. The anagram engine of the tail processing every possible permutation of the same sentence, and every novel combination that it generates, whatever orientation it results in, finds itself a niche. And then this niche then gets embedded in the tail, where it becomes a new category that then goes on to establish its own network. So as words spell out a sentence, and the sentence creates meaning, seeds form a swarm, and the swarm generates a torrent. And this is a torrent given a body, a kind of social sculpture that's conjured up on YouTube by user groups. This last user group generated content was the
Bare Negligee Collective.
the Bare Negligee Collective, that bunch. Okay, so within each personal computer is a miniature labyrinth, the circuitous path that winds through the transistors on the surface of a microprocessor. Deep within that labyrinth lurks the Minotaur, that most ambiguous of all mythical creatures, born of a mechanical cow and a bull as a god, something like that. It's basically the hybrid offspring of magic and engineering, beloved by the surrealists. And these creatures, those creatures too, are enchanted by technology, because inside each of those figures are those engineers and programmers whose mechanical faculty developed the tail with its ability to realize our dreams and desires. And with the long tail, we tell it what we want, and it seeks to produce the desired effect. The greater the input, the greater the signal, the more effective it is as a cybernetic device. Or, to put it a completely other way, the more self-offerings it receives, the more powerful it becomes as a figure in our lives. So I think the long tail is like a giant fetish, a fetish that we form kinships or niches around. It's an entity that's both man-made and magical, and it has taken on a life of its own. So, the tail seems to be, to me, acquiring some sense of supernatural agency as it becomes more aware of what we actually want from it. Technically, though, it has a bit of a problem with intentionality. You see, for all the magic operations its algorithms can perform, the tail's anagram engine is only interested in parts. It can put these parts in lots and lots of different ways, but it has a problem with knowing why some parts should go in one way and not another way. Let's say it has a semantic difficulty with the content. Okay, it can only see the details in a pattern, not the pattern that connects. It sees the square, not the grid, the ant, not the colony. And in this sense, the tail is slightly autistic. It has this kind of amazing systemizing ability, but it struggles with the theory of mind. You know, it can't actually put itself in your shoes. So it's kind of in our world, but it's in its own world. In the sense that an autistic person is. Maybe that point doesn't work. So here we get to the point in the tail where it seems to be going in different directions. These contradictory forces can best be understood by going back to the grid. Cybernetics sees the grid as an open system, expanding outwards in all directions. Any one part of it just a fragment of a whole which can never be known in its entirety. This is the cosmic grid. In contrast, the autistic grid is moving ever inwards, pulling towards the centre, and its extent is known and limited. And those who inhabit the tail on a daily basis find themselves caught between these two fields. Now, they're bounded in a nutshell while kings of infinite space. This, I feel, is the autistic cosmic spectrum of the tail.